The man could barely stand when they pulled him into the sun-drenched clearing. Dust clung to his skin like a second shadow, and the dark stain of blood marked his shirt, a stark reminder of the battle he had just lost. He was a stranger, an intruder who had crossed land that was not his, and in doing so, had forfeited everything. The air grew heavy with anticipation. Warriors stood like statues, their eyes unblinking, their silence a verdict in itself. The elders, their faces etched with the wisdom of generations, whispered amongst themselves, their voices like the rustling of dry leaves. The tension was a living thing, coiling tighter with every passing second. What would they do with him? Would it be a swift end, or something far worse? He braced himself for judgment, for the inevitable consequence of his actions. He had fought, he had lost, and now he expected to pay the price. Then, through the ring of silent observers, she stepped forward. Her movement was fluid, deliberate, and all eyes turned to her. Her presence didn't shout for attention. It commanded it. It wasn't the authority of a tyrant, loud and cruel, but something far more profound. As unshakable as the mountains that watched over them, she moved closer, her gaze sweeping over him, not with pity or contempt, but with a deep, assessing curiosity. It was as if the land itself was, studying an approaching storm, measuring its power, understanding its nature. The man met her eyes, and for a heartbeat, the world seemed to stop. He saw not a judge, but something he couldn't name, a depth that mirrored the endless sky. The whispers of the elders faded. The glares of the warriors softened, all waiting for her word. She circled him once, her steps measured and quiet on the hard-packed earth. Her expression remained unreadable, a calm mask that betrayed nothing of her thoughts. The man held his breath, the fate of his entire world hanging in the balance of this single moment, in the hands of this woman whose name he didn't even know. After what felt like an eternity, she stopped in front of him. The silence was absolute now, broken only by the distant call of a hawk. She looked from the man to the elders, then back again. Her voice, when it came, was not a shout, but a clear, calm declaration that cut through the tension like a blade. He lives. Just 2 words, but they landed with the force of a thunderclap. In that instant, the rhythmic beat of the ceremonial drums fell silent. The world seemed to lean in, and fate itself held its breath, forever altered by her choice. What could possibly have led her to spare an enemy? A story was just beginning. Don't miss what happens next. Follow for more powerful stories.